Hey, I'm Shane.
And I'm Erica. Welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah, great to be back. And we're diving in again with Kecia from Kecia's Tour Life.
We are. If you haven't checked out her blog yet, you really should. She has this fantastic way of just, pulling you into her music and travel experiences.
She really does.
Yeah.
And this time, wow, we're digging into something pretty special. It's all about Prince.
Mm-hmm. Specifically his music history, but seen through Kecia's trip to Minneapolis.
Exactly. She's been visiting some, well, truly iconic spots there, Prince spots. And we're going to kind of follow along and unpack why they're so important.
Yeah, think of it like Kecia is our guide, giving us a backstage pass to Prince's Minneapolis. We'll hit legendary places, obviously Paisley Park.
Of course.
Locations from Purple Rain that are just etched into your memory, and we'll try to connect how these places really tie into his life, his music, his whole incredible career.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Let's jump in. So Kecia's journey into Prince's Minneapolis, it naturally kicks off with Paisley Park. It's technically in Chanhassen, right?
Yeah.
Just outside the city.
Right, 7801 Audubon Road. For any Prince fan, that address is almost like hallowed ground.
Totally. It feels mythical.
It really does. And Kecia experienced it firsthand. It was his sanctuary,
Right.
his private space, but also this massive production complex.
And now it's a museum.
Exactly. Which offers this just incredible look into his creative world. Kecia talked about walking through the studios, the rehearsal areas, even seeing bits of his personal spaces. You really get a sense of his vision. It wasn't just like an office. It was part of him.
An extension of him, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving into Minneapolis proper, one of the really striking things Kecia found was that huge Prince mural.
Oh, yeah, the one at 927 Hennepin Avenue.
That's the one. Right across from the First Avenue Club, which we'll definitely get to.
Of course, but that mural, wow, 100 feet tall. That must just stop you in your tracks.
Seriously, imagine seeing that. It only went up in, June 2022?
Yeah, by Hero Vega. Kecia said it's just this vibrant, amazing tribute, really captures how, larger than life he was.
Absolutely. A must-see, she said. Great photo op.
Yeah.
It really shows how much he's still part of that city's fabric.
And speaking of fabric, that brings us right to the First Avenue Club, 701 North First Avenue.
Iconic. Just absolutely iconic. Not just another venue, is it?
No way. It's practically a shrine. You see those stars on the outside wall? Each one's an artist who played there.
And Prince has his star right there.
Yep. But, like Kecia pointed out, the big thing, the huge thing, is Purple Rain. So much of the movie was filmed inside that club.
That's what elevates it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It connects directly to his music, his image, especially that early explosive part of his career. You feel like you're stepping into the film.
You can almost hear Let's Go Crazy blasting, right? It's a pilgrimage spot.
Definitely. Okay, sticking with those early career vibes, Kecia also made sure to find the Schmidt music mural.
Okay. 10th and Marquette. This one's maybe a bit more deep cut for casual fans.
Maybe, yeah. But it's significant. It's that wall, the one with the massive musical score painted on it. Prince was photographed there way back in 1977.
Oh, right. That famous photo. Young Prince.
Exactly. And Kecia mentioned that fans love recreating that photo. It's like this tangible link back to his beginnings, standing where he stood.
That's pretty cool. Like touching history a little bit. Puts you right in that moment when he was just starting out.
Yeah, makes you wonder what he was thinking then, standing in front of that giant score, all the music to come.
So from the city streets, Kecia then heads out a bit to Lake Minnetonka.
Lake Minnetonka, you can't not think of the movie scene.
Purify yourself.
In the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
Classic. It really is. Kecia joked it might be a bit busy these days for any actual purification rituals.
Huh, probably right.
But still, you gotta go, right? Even just for a quick photo, it's part of his cinematic legacy, tied to that film forever.
Absolutely. And then, for the real diehards, she tracked down the actual Purple Rain house.
Whoa, okay, where is that?
3420 Snelling Avenue. Now, Kecia said when she was there, it was being renovated, fencing up and stuff. But get this, Wendy and Lisa, they're apparently turning it into an Airbnb.
No way, seriously?
Yeah, supposed to open late summer 2024. Imagine staying in the Purple Rain house.
That is wild. That's going to be booked solid for years. What an amazing idea. A piece of music and film history you can actually sleep in.
Right. Even with the fences, Kecia knew it was a key stop.
I bet. Okay, so before leaving Minneapolis, one last practical but still cool stop.
The Prince store at the airport.
Yeah, Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport, Terminal 1. You got to grab a souvenir, right?
Pretty much mandatory. Kecia said they have all sorts of the stuff, clothes, music, collectibles. It's like taking a little bit of that Prince magic home with you.
A good way to cap off the trip. So yeah, that first sweep of Minneapolis locations Kecia visited really paints a picture, doesn't it?
It does, from huge murals to specific houses, photos, the lake. So many layers to his connection with the city.
All right, so after soaking all that in, Kecia then went for the main event, you could say.
Paisley Park, the ultimate experience tour.
Exactly. Guided by someone named James. And it sounds like they really set a tone of respect right from the start.
Yeah, the rules.
Yeah.
No photos or videos till the end, right? Phones locked away.
Yep. And respect the space, don't touch anything. Which makes sense. It creates a certain atmosphere.
Definitely. So the tour starts in the atrium.
Right. Kecia described it as just, wow. Bright, open, and bam, his love symbol right there on the floor. Huge.
Iconic. And she mentioned rooms off the atrium. Like his office?
Yeah, his personal business office. And apparently it was surprisingly simple, neat, had family photos, books. She mentioned the Bible, books on Egypt, in praise of Black women.
Interesting mix. Gives you a little insight.
Totally. And there was also like a 1950s diner-style kitchen, kind of unexpected.
Okay. And lots of memorabilia in the atrium, too.
Oh, yeah. Costumes, instruments, artifacts, and walls lined with gold and platinum records. She even saw this display of tickets from every single show on the 2004 musicology tour.
Wow. That's dedication and commitment.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And from there, you could apparently see a bit of his private apartment area, though you couldn't go in, and the spot where his doves used to be.
Ah, the doves. Even seeing where they were adds to that feeling of being in his space.
Definitely. Then there was something called the influence wall.
Right. She mentioned that. A big mural.
Huge, yeah. Like 12 feet long at least. Prince right in the middle. And on one side, artists who influenced him.
Like James Brown, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
And on the other side, artists he influenced. It apparently visually lays out his place in music history. Pretty powerful concept.
Yeah, that sounds fascinating, seeing that lineage. Okay, then into the creative core, the studios.
Yes. Where the magic happened. Where he lived and breathed music, collaborated, recorded countless tracks. Kecia said you could really feel the energy there.
I bet. And they played raw recordings, unreleased stuff.
Yeah, just snippets. Imagine hearing that, those moments of creation right where they happened. That must have been intense.
Incredible. And the photo op in Studio B.
Uh-huh. Holding a replica of the yellow cloud guitar. You had to wear gloves, she said.
A replica. Okay. Still cool, though. Even if you're secretly wishing it was the real one.
Totally. But yeah, holding that iconic shape, pretty special for a fan.
For sure. Okay, and then the grand finale, maybe? The sound stage, where you can finally take pictures.
Yes. Phones unlocked. And this place sounds like the heart of Paisley Park's, like, public face. Concerts, filming Graffiti Bridge.
Those legendary parties.
Exactly. And Kecia said they were playing Prince concert footage on screens while you walked around. You could take photos, soak it all in, almost like being at one of those events.
And lots of stuff on display there, too.
Oh, yeah. 2 of his cars, the motorcycle from Graffiti Bridge, tons of his amazing clothes. And you could sit on the purple couch.
The purple couch. From the VIP area.
That's what she said. Where Prince and his guests would hang out. How cool is that?
That's amazing. It makes it feel so real, so tangible.
Totally. And they served drinks there, had a Q&A session. It sounds like a really well-rounded experience. Oh, and she mentioned the guide squashed that old rumor about Michael Jackson and Prince being rivals.
Oh, really? What did they say?
That they weren't, really. That they actually socialize sometimes. Just another layer, you know, behind the myths.
Huh. Interesting. Always good to get those little insights. What else was on the tour?
There was the NPG Music Club. Looks like a really intimate concert venue, she said. Purple booths, candles, the whole vibe. You could just picture him performing there.
Yeah, wow. At a cafe.
The Paisley Park Cafe. Kecia recommended the Jungle Love Latte and a peanut butter cookie.
Huh. Good tip. Adds to the whole experience, doesn't it? Makes it feel like a living place still.
It does. And then, of course, the gift shop.
Where resistance is futile.
Pretty much. Kecia admitted she bought a few things, even though she tried not to. It's hard to leave empty-handed.
I can imagine. So Kecia's overall take on Paisley Park?
She said it was just a profound look into his life, his genius, an absolute must-visit for fans. She did note the cost might be a factor for some, maybe depending on if they expected more, like really personal items on display.
Right, expectations matter.
Yeah, but for her, overwhelmingly positive, a really deep glimpse.
So pulling it all together, Kecia's journey through Minneapolis really highlights these key spots, doesn't it? From Paisley Park's intensity to the public landmarks.
Absolutely. They all offer these different windows into Prince's history, his connection to that city. It's not just background. It feels woven into his music and his whole legacy.
Yeah, you really get a sense of how the place shaped the artist and how the artist shaped the place.
And if you want to follow along with more of Kecia's travels and music deep dives,
So you find pretty much everywhere, right? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
yep, just search Kecia's Tour Life. And definitely check out the blog for all the details on this Prince trip and everything else she gets up to. That's keciastourlife.com.
Great stuff. Okay, so as we wrap up, here's something to think about. How much does an artist's environment, their city, their specific haunts, actually shape what they create?
That's a good question. And could visiting places like Paisley Park or First Avenue actually change how you hear Prince's music? Maybe deepen that appreciation.
Definitely something worth pondering.
Thanks for diving deep with us.
See ya.
See you next time.